common errors to avoid in your Amazon FBA storefront. What kind of common mistakes do you see? And I'm sure that's one of the mistakes that people are not implementing. They are not really adding elements to create this confidence or you know, distrust. So why don't you add up more stuff that people doing that is wrong, in addition to the add to cart that you mentioned before, and to this thing?
Not having a store, by far the biggest thing not to do, right? So just get something going. So, you know, I would say like reusing all the creative content from your detail pages, like just don't do it. It's so bad. It's like reusing your images from your image stack in your A+. Like, why are you showing the same things to the same person? Like, they know it's the same. It's not going to help you at all.
We have to fix it.
Yes. So I didn't know. So I don't know. But, you know, and the thing about it is, like, you know, Amazon is getting much more of a creative play, right? So creative and design, images, video, all of this is getting, you know, more and more popular. And the length of time people spend on Amazon now is increasing, right?
Sorry to interrupt, just a quick 5-second message. If you're finding this video valuable, please consider subscribing to our channel for more helpful content. Also, don't forget to check out the video description below and the first pinned comment for useful Amazon FBA resources. Thank you for your support, and now let's get back to the video.
Like the fact that, I mean, a lot of people don't even know that this Amazon Live exists, right? But people sit there for hours and watch these content creator shows, right? Like QVC or, you know, Home Shopping Network. So you want to engage them. The average person is willing to spend more time on Amazon. So focus on engaging content, right? So I said not necessarily movement at the top, but having video on your storefront is very powerful, right? Having images that, you know, are different from your detail page is very powerful. Images with creative content and good copy next to where they can buy it, you know, as I mentioned before. You know, tell your brand story, you know, give yourself a tab.
I'm writing notes.
Yeah, give yourself a tab on your, like, our kind of formula, like, depending on how big your catalog is, right? If your catalog's not big, you really need one page, right? If your catalog's like, if you're only selling 5 or 6 SKUs, just get a page. The only reason that you'd ever want to do additional navigational SKUs with a catalog that size is for advertising. So you can give a product focused landing page for your ads, right? So, and it doesn't take much to build out the interior pages, but give yourself a page for your brand story and do a good job on it. You know, get a good brand video where you really can capture. First of all, make sure you have an interesting one, right? If your brand story is going to be, we're a small, you know, small business run by me and my dad, you know, like, get creative and make it interesting, right? You know, if you're giving something to a charity with your sales, make sure you're focused on that and that you tell that really, really well. But your brand store is also a great place to, like, dive in. If your products are complicated, complex, you know, if you've got complex instructions or compatibility issues, like, get into this stuff and handle kind of like you would on your detail page, but spend some time on it. We have a client that's a market leader in a space, and they have a whole page that's dedicated to education, right? So they're educating the consumer and their customers on why they're the best in the industry, right? And that very much lines up with how they do business off Amazon, right? So it's one of the few places to really, really highlight your market differentiators if you have them, right? Do you have superior manufacturing? You know, these things you're going to touch on in your detail page, but you can really drive them home on your store.
Yeah, you just gave me an idea, because we have a product with a patent pending, and everyone just started to copy us until we get the patent approved. And that's a way to really show that we are the original and the first one in the market. So you just gave me a good idea to create a page just on that, you know?
Yeah, and that's a cool story, right? It's different, it's interesting, right? I mean, very few products on Amazon are going to have a patent, right? So tell that story, and it's cool. You know, like you could even like get, I don't know if the patent's on like if it's mechanical, if it's got a kind of cool design, but I could even see like the creative of like going back to like the stages of like the CAD drawing of designing the patent. If it, well, I don't know if
I
that
like
fits
it.
for your product and all, but that could be cool. Like if it was a machine, like early stage, and you show these kind of different steps where you unpack it, kind of
Yeah.
like a CAD drawing would be to, because that's generally where patents start if they're design
Yeah.
patents.
Yeah, or through the idea, why we actually came with the idea at the
Yeah,
beginning, like
100%.
timeline, kind of nice.
And
I
then
like
you
the
can
idea.
like if it's an idea, generally speaking, right, it probably solves a problem, right? So like to get into that conversation, where do you have that opportunity on Amazon? Like that's it, right? So like the why of this is really could be very powerful.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can also do it with the A+ Premium. It's
You can.
giving you also some nice features there.